Hello everyone, my name is Meghan LeVota. I am an EnFJ. If you're new to my channel, I discuss all sorts of personality stuff, and I am here with my Esfj sister. You might recognize her. We've done a video before of our sort of EnFJ, Esfj sister interaction. But today I'm going to be just asking Madeline some more questions.
Yes, my name is Madeline, by the way.
Yeah, and just in case I didn't tell you.
You didn't say.
So.
So.
Oh my god, and there's a bee just sort of swarming around us, so.
Seems nice.
And he seems nice. So, in this video today, I am going to be sort of asking some questions, and Blue's here too, about the ESFJ to really sort of dig into their personality a little bit deeper. And I do have some questions from Twitter. But first of all, I just want to ask, let's take all of the personality stuff out of it and just ask, how would you say that your friends describe you, to other people? What are some adjectives or how would you describe yourself?
I would describe myself as...
Can you boom your voice a little?
Hi. My friends would describe me loud, but that's actually true.
Uh-huh.
They would describe me as loud. As, outgoing, loyal,
I could describe you too if you get confused.
No, yeah, I mean, you're my friend.
Yeah, I would say you're very organized.
Yeah, they would say I'm organized. I feel like a lot of my friends think that I have my life put together a lot more than I actually do.
Do you think that that's because you have parts of your life put together that they don't have?
Probably. Or I'm just good at faking.
Okay, and so how would you describe that organization? What parts of your life do you think that they look to as examples of why you're put together?
Well, my room's always clean.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually have food in the fridge and plan out my meals.
Yeah.
I'm about to graduate college. I'm a senior in college, and I'm about to graduate next month, and I already have my job lined up. So a lot of my peers are in that situation where they're trying to find a job. So I think a lot of people are like, "Oh, you already have a job. You have your life put together."
Yeah, and
which is nice.
Do you use a planner?
I do use a planner.
What is that system like?
I just use a regular paper planner,
Do you use it pretty regularly? Do you ever forget?
Sometimes I do. It's not as organized as some people would say. I try to highlight things on by category. I pick a class that's a certain color, or things for my sorority are a certain color, or work is a certain color.
Mm-hmm. So they're color coded.
I try to, yes. I do that at least on if I don't get to it on my book, I always have a whiteboard calendar that I do for it's 4 weeks. I always at least have that up to date.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And
it's color coded.
How do you feel when those things aren't up to date? Does it give you anxiety?
A little bit, because I'm always afraid that I'm gonna forget something.
Mm-hmm. And so would you say that your friends sort of view you as the mom friend? When you go out and drink with people, how do you vibe with people?
Well, in that sense, it kind of depends on who I'm with and what their personalities are like.
Uh-huh.
When I'm with all my friends that are P's,
yeah.
I would say I'd definitely take over that more mom.
Seems like you have a lot of NP friends.
I do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I definitely do.
And how is that relationship with your ENFP, INFP, and ENTP friends? I know you have good.
I like
friends.
it. I think it's good because they really help me lack of a better word, chill out.
Yeah.
They're usually down to hang out too when I'm being my extroverted self.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm I have this one really good friend of mine, I could literally say anything, want to do this? And they're like, sure, yeah, let's go. And
yeah.
So I like that.
I feel like you really turn on your humor when you're with them as well.
Yeah.
Or do you feel like you have to wait for people to bring out the humor, or do you think that you are the person too?
I think I need to wait to get to know people first, because, for example, my job I have right now, the first couple months I was working there, I think a lot of people thought I was quiet.
Mm-hmm.
But now I know them all more, so I am a lot more
Yeah. And I relate to that too as an ENFJ, where I could be kind of reserved at first, but then once people get to know me, it's like, could you please shut up? Like, so what are your interests? What do you do for fun?
I take naps. I go shopping. I organize my closet.
Is that fun?
Kind of.
What do you think is fun about it?
Just having everything like look aesthetically nice.
Yeah. And how does that make you feel when your closet looks aesthetically nice?
I feel like I can get the rest of my things I actually need to do done.
So do those things feel like the foundation for you?
Yeah, like having a clean surroundings I need.
Yeah.
Because because it gives me anxieties where I can't focus on like schoolwork or other things I actually have to do.
That's so weird, because I'll just say, for me as an ENFJ, those things are the last of my priority list. If I have something else to do, I can't get things clean. So
I have to do that first. And also, like, if I'm tired, I feel like I'm like, well, I'm not going to be able to focus if I'm tired, so let me sleep first. I'm much more of a, like, if I have an exam, I'm much more of a wake up at 6 a.m. to study for my 9 a.m.
You're a morning person?
Yeah, exam, instead of, like, staying up super late. Yeah, I'm a morning person.
How would you describe routine? How does routine show up in your life?
All the time.
What are some of your routines?
For school?
Yeah.
Okay. So, if it's my class that starts at 9, I wake up at 7:45. I probably shower the night before. I'm gonna sound crazy.
Oh, no, you're not. This is so cool. So, okay, at 7:45, do you wake up every time at 7:45?
Yeah, I'm not that kind of person that sets a bunch of alarms.
Do you ever snooze?
No.
Do you...
I just wake up easily.
Because you sleep a lot.
I guess so. Or I just know I gotta get up.
You prioritize your sleep way more than I do.
It's true. I'm a sleeping beauty.
You're very cranky when you don't get enough sleep.
It's true. You know, another example is I went out to the club last Thursday with 2 of my friends, and we were sitting in my apartment, and we had gotten Taco Bell. I wasn't really, like, drunk or anything. Can I talk about this?
Yeah, do it. You're 22 years old. You're a woman.
Yeah, I'm a woman. But we were sitting there chatting, and it was, like, a little past, like, 2 a.m., and I was kind of getting tired, and then I eventually was just like, hey guys, so I'm tired. Good night. And then
yeah,
I was like, you guys can stay and chat or leave, but I want to go to sleep.
Yeah, I can't, I mean, I feel like I get so swept up in FOMO where I, like, don't know how to acknowledge my own bodily needs.
I do sometimes, but, like, I
mostly
definitely will stop it.
It eventually seems to come to a point where you can't ignore.
Mm-hmm. That's how I felt yesterday.
Yeah, we were all day drinking yesterday, and then you and then my ESFJ mom, I see how you guys start to get cranky in a way that I don't.
I was sleepy.
But then I asked my ENFJ dad about that, because we ended up going to another bar after you and mom, like, left. And I asked my dad, I was like, are you tired? Or, like, how do you, like, experience that? And we both agreed as ENFJs that we literally don't realize that we're tired until we, like, get home. And, like,
Weird.
you and mom were like, oh, I'm tired. I need a nap.
It's true, I did.
And dad was like, I like naps, but, you know, I'll notice I need a nap. It's like, it's too tempting to not keep going.
Yeah, but I feel like I had my fun.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to have any more fun feeling that way. So I had
That's
to take
true.
care of my needs.
That's true. Okay, so let's just sort of go through the line of each of these sort of letters. So, extrovert, introvert. You're an extrovert.
Yeah.
What
I
is
didn't
that?
know if you were asking. I was like,
Oh, no. You're an extrovert.
it's true.
Tell us, how does that show up in your life? What are things you do that you would say are extrovert? Is that too broad of a question?
I mean, besides, like, getting my energy around other people.
So, how often do you see friends? Like, what's like your daily life?
Well, I have, like, friends in classes that I like to talk to. Whenever I have, like, breaks in between, I like to find a friend on campus and, like, sit with them.
Yeah. How do you go about making friends? Is it just come naturally to you, or
It just kind of comes naturally.
Mm-hmm.
I've always thought it's come naturally. I've never had to, like, think
And do you
about
think?
making a friend.
So this is what I
Too
do,
hard.
and I think that you might be similar. Do you think you're just naturally curious about people, and that
Oh, yeah.
curiosity is what allows you to sort of ask questions?
Oh,
about
yeah, of course. And none of it is fake. I think a lot of people will think that, like, when I ask questions about them or talk to people that I'm just, like, either small talking or just filling blank spaces or, like, don't really care about them. Most of the time I do. If I don't care about you, I'm not going to talk to you.
Yeah, because like, let's say when you join your sorority, you might want to ask like, "Oh, what's your major?" or something.
Yeah.
Like, I think that can sound very basic or whatever, but
it's like finding common ground.
Yeah, and so is that sort of what you naturally are trying to do? Is find common ground with people?
Mm-hmm. Something in common that we can talk about or connect on.
Mm-hmm. So how often are you texting friends or hanging out with friends or roommates, like, in a typical day?
Most of the time. I'm not crazy extroverted as we mentioned, like, I do like my alone time. I like to sleep. Like, I do need some of that time to myself. But most of the time, I don't. Like, my job, I work on campus at my school, and I'm very, like, I'm always working with other people, and which I like, which gets, like, my social out, and I usually am texting my friends, like, what are you up to tonight? Or making plans for, like, the future week. I like to plan things. I'm an event planning major.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Yeah. So tell us, since we're on that, what would be sort of like your dream job or like your dream life, like 10 years in a row or 10 years from now?
I hate that question because so many people have been asking me it.
Okay.
But
Okay.
the answer right now is I don't know. But I would like to be, like, the idea of being like an event planner or coordinator for some sort of, like, nonprofit that I am passionate about in a city that I like living in seems ideal, because I'd like to, whatever work I do, be for some sort of greater good that I care about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do, like, events that are, like, so, like, surface level, like weddings or something, even though I would probably be good at planning them and, like, enjoy it, but some reason in my head I want to do something more. Even, like,
you want it to impact people.
Yeah,
in
and
sort of macro, greater good way.
Yeah, even the idea of working at, because I did my internship at Disney World, if I got a job, like, event planning with Disney someday, I know how much you impact the guests, so I would really enjoy that too.
So, you've said that you don't want to work at a restaurant.
No.
Why is that?
This is yucky. It sounds yucky.
It's just no fun.
No fun.
So,
I can't describe it. I just hate, like, I'm in a class now, and I hate learning about all the, like, make sure you keep your meat at whatever degrees, and I'm like, I don't really care about that.
Yeah. So, okay, speaking of caring, okay, so you are a feeler and not a thinker.
It's true.
So, that means that you prioritize, so objective value is another word for extroverted feeling. And you can sort of see the extroverted feeling and how you were saying you want something for the greater good. Mm-hmm. And how has that showed up in your life? Because, okay, I know that you, and I've said this on my channel, I think, before, that, Madeline, you understand people so well that you don't waste your time on the internet learning about personality types, because you already understand them. And it's sort of like, why would I learn more?
I mean, kind of.
Because it's not that
there's always things to learn, but I don't dive deep into it as much as you do.
Yeah, and it's not that you're, like, not interested, but I want to make it clear that you already are good at people, and so there's less of a value or a use for a system like this, because a lot of this system just already comes intuitively to you.
Yeah, I would agree, but I don't want it to come off as like, well, I already understand everything. Because that's not me.
Yeah, but I guess what I'm saying is that I know that you have some friends that are thinkers, and that you probably can come up with some examples of thinkers in your head, right?
Yeah.
What would you say are like the main differences or your relation as a feeler versus thinkers? Do you like notice any?
I think I take things more like to heart, and I could appear more sensitive because of that. But then I also think that like thinkers are naturally more like insensitive.
Yeah, and so you would describe yourself as sensitive?
Yeah, not too sensitive, but
how do you process your emotions? Like if something was to make you really sad, what would be like the thing that you would think to do?
Honestly, I kind of keep it inside, but I still feel it. It's not naturally for me to come out unless I'm like really close with someone, like I would with you or like mom and dad. But like normally when I'm upset, I keep it inside and I do kind of process it to myself.
Yeah, and do you think that's because you don't want to make a scene?
Yes, it's because I don't want to appear as a problem or as like dramatic to anyone.
Yes, and I was going to say, too, that this could be one of a big difference between ENFJ and ESFJ. And I want to clarify that you aren't using introverted feeling processing. Because when you're upset, I'm sorry, but I could tell.
No, that's okay. Like, it's fine, but I just don't...
But you don't want to... Oh, gosh, there's the B. You don't want to bring it up in a way that is going to cause harm to other people.
Yes, I don't want to like ruin anyone else's time.
And you seem to, if you can, just sort of go to your room and have some alone time.
Yeah.
Do you like to journal about it, or do you just not like to think about it?
I like to not think about it. I'll watch a funny show.
You do something. Okay, and that's another like FE thing, to try and do something in the external world to make you happier. So you really like comedy, you like to watch like YouTube videos and stuff.
Yeah, I don't like to journal because I don't want to like think about it too
You don't want to dwell on it.
Yeah, I don't want to dwell.
Yes, you're not really a dweller.
I want to just like be okay again.
Oh, okay, so here's a question I got from Twitter. What are some traits in other people that rub you the wrong way? Things that annoy you in general.
When you're I guess one is like when you're someone and like decisions you're making are like affecting other people and they're like bad decisions. It like bad in the sense of like you have a roommate and they're not cleaning up a common area, or you're in a group project and they're not doing their share, like because like it's not on a priority of their list, but it's affecting other people.
Yeah.
So I just find that really rude.
What are
Does that even make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Whoa.
So what are some traits that you admire in other people?
People are a lot smarter than I am. There are some people who are just really good at school and taking tests and like going with the flow more. I admire you being able to like deep think about stuff. I like try to for like 20 seconds and then I just can't and I stop. Like I'll have those times where I'm like, wow, what's the point of the world? And I'm like, I guess I won't ever know. And then I continue to like make my mac and cheese.
So what does relaxation mean to you, and how do you do it?
Relaxing to me means being in a comfortable place or a familiar place, whether it be my home here or my room back at school or with someone.
Any relaxing routines?
I mean, like getting my favorite blanket. I like taking baths with like either like bubble baths or like bath bombs and stuff. That's relaxing.
Here's a question. Or go ahead.
I just say put on some like music.
I was just gonna say something I don't understand about SFJ is why do you have a favorite blanket, and what's the difference between that blanket and another blanket?
It feels different.
What's your favorite feeling?
I don't know the name of it. Like a cotton, like, stitch.
Mm-hmm.
I hate, like, silky feeling. The answer is I don't know. It just affects me.
Yeah. So, do you notice, would you say that you can tell when you're about to get sick?
Can everyone?
Okay. Yeah, I want to know what it's like to, like, live inside your body. Like, how does it feel, like, being human,
What?
I think intuitives sort of feel like they're their mind not really existing in the body.
Oh, I feel like my body and not my mind.
Okay. Like, I feel like Meghan LeVota is this sort of soul that is making my body do whatever I want. How are you?
Okay, so here's an example of me sitting here right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're having this conversation, this
Mm-hmm.
intellectual conversation, and it's
Mm-hmm.
great, but I'm also thinking, oh, my legs feel kind of dry, I need to go put on lotion later. Oh, my hair's kind of tangly, I should probably... Like...
Really? Okay, tell me more.
About my body?
Yeah.
Anyone else want to hear problems with my body? Make sure you subscribe.
No, tell me, what is that like?
It's just kind of like... Do you not see it? It's just
No.
kind of dry. Just look with your eyes.
My eyes are not as good as your eyes.
Oh.
I
don't
Is there
know.
any problem with my body?
No, you're fine. What are you... That's up to you, you freak.
Okay, so do you know what I'm thinking? When I'm sitting here is, okay. So when your mind wanders, you're thinking, "Oh, that looks like maybe a bug bite, or something."
Yeah.
And my mind
Or
wanders.
I think, oh, like right now I'm like, oh, I'm going to need to pack up my stuff to drive back to Columbia tomorrow. I'm going to need to get gas. I'm going to need to finish my project. Like, I think of stuff like that. Of things that are in the real world, of going on around me.
Yeah, my mind wanders to like, man, I hope that my psychology degree ends up worth it, and I hope that it's going to help me be the person I was meant to be.
So that is a good thought, but
You don't have thoughts like
but
that?
that's not going to affect you like in 20 minutes. You know what I mean? That's what
Yes.
your thoughts should be.
Yeah, so that's
Well,
like,
that's what mine
that's
are.
the main difference between ENFJ and ESFJ. So, okay, what is your opinion of the phrase "one step at a time" or "one day at a time"?
I think, yeah.
Because, okay, that's something that Mom always tells me, who's also an ESFJ. Like, do you find yourself telling friends that, or thinking that, or what?
Yeah, I do.
Do you believe that if you take one step at a time, that you're eventually going to get somewhere?
I think so, because whenever, like, this is about to be, like, finals for me, I'm like, stressed with all the stuff I have to do, and I think, yeah, one step at a time, like, when are things due, and that's the order I should do them.
So, shout out to ESTJ Amy, if you are watching this, but this is something that I heard from an ESTJ that I think is a good metaphor. She said that ESTJ, or SJs, when you look at the future, you see all the obstacles. You don't know the path, but you see, okay, oh, I have to pack, or oh, I have to do this assignment. And so you're doing the obstacles, but you don't know where you're going.
Yeah.
Does that sound true?
Yeah.
So I know where I'm going. I don't see the obstacles. And so whenever, oh, I need new tires, I absolutely freak out because I didn't anticipate that obstacle.
But you know what you do?
Mhm.
You just buy some, and then it's fine.
You're right. But I think that the things that trip you up are like, oh, wait, where am I going again?
Yeah.
But like for me, it's like, oh, I didn't anticipate that obstacle.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. Okay, so we're going to talk about extroverted intuition, which is your third function. You said that you have a lot of NP friends. That is their top function. And I am going to ask you in English. As Madeline asked me before this, if I wouldn't mind asking her questions in English.
Yeah, because sometimes she asks me questions, and, like, I understand, like, each word individually, because I speak English, but I still don't know what she's saying.
Yes. Okay, so extroverted intuition is about the broad scope of possibilities. How would you say that you orient yourself to all the possibilities? Do you like it? Does that excite you? Does that scare you?
It excites me because I like to try new things. Is that?
Yeah. And how would you say that you express your creativity?
I don't know.
Would you say that you're creative?
I don't think I'm creative, but you and Dad think I am.
Well, explain that. Why do you not think that you are?
Because I feel like I'm never good at coming up with ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good at building off other things.
Do you think that if you were doing like a brainstorming project, like at school or something, do you wait for other people to give you the ideas first, or
Kind of, because I'm not good at coming up with like a idea. If I hear a good idea, I can like build off of it. Not
Yeah.
that I'm like stealing your copy.
do you think that you can tell a good idea from a bad idea if you saw like the whole scope of them?
Yeah.
So, and also from what it seems like to me, like our cousin is an ENFP and one of your really good friends. It seems to me like if she wants to do something random, you are like on board to join.
Yeah.
But you never really are the one coming up with those ideas.
Yeah, I
on
wouldn't
your own.
think of the random thing. It wouldn't cross my mind, probably. But
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of an example. Do you have an example of like you and Audrey interacting?
There was that time a couple summers ago when we had bought these, I think our moms had bought, it's like a fruit platter, but it was like in a watermelon,
Oh yeah.
and all the fruit was gone, and it was just these watermelon shells, and she said something. She was like, what if we like put these on our head as a helmet and walked out? That'd be funny. Which is not something I'd think of, but I was like, that is funny. Let's do it.
That's a good example.
Wasn't
Yeah.
that stupid?
Yeah, Audrey does a lot of stupid things.
Yeah. So, I don't know what that has to do with my personality type, thinking that's funny.
Yeah,
But
think
I
that's
did.
NE.
Okay.
And also, like, and you guys always used to do that sort of improv of Marge and Mildred or whatever.
That wasn't funny, though.
No, it wasn't, but you did it anyway.
Yeah.
So you don't think that you're creative, and... Okay, so real talk. When you see people like me, or like intuitives, do you feel like, oh man, like, you're more creative than I am, or like, how
Yeah.
do you view that?
I would say that.
Would you say that's an insecurity, or...
Yeah, I feel like most intuitives I know seem way smarter than I am.
Well,
But then I also feel like I have more common sense.
you do. You do. And we live in a world where entry-level jobs require you to have common sense.
Well,
They
that's
don't-
great for me.
It is great for you, because entry-level jobs don't care how intuitive and smart and creative you are. So, and
Sorry.
not to get on a rant here,
Sad
But-
for you.
it is sad for
Awkward.
me. It is awkward. Well, I'm just saying that I admire you too, because you build on foundation. Like, wouldn't you say that like a lot of the things you do, you're building on like a foundation first, and
Yeah.
going somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I have another question. What misunderstandings tend to come up for you? Like, would you say people misunderstand you often, or what do you think about that?
People misunderstand me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes. I feel like when let's say I'm in a position of, like, power or, like, leadership,
Mm-hmm.
and I am just simply trying to be like, okay, guys, let's do what we need to do. Like, people can come off like, oh, why is she yelling? Like, why is she telling me what to do? Like, being
Yeah.
bitchy or whatever, when it's just like, I just know I see the potential we have, so let's like get it done and make it great. Is this too broad?
No, that's good. So, do you enjoy being in leadership positions?
I think I'm good at it, and I do like thrive, but I also worry about what others think back of me, because I never want to appear as like mean or like rude, because that's not
Yeah.
how I want to be.
How often do you worry about what other people think?
I do more than I should.
Same.
Yeah.
So, do you...
Because I value other people and I value their opinions.
Yeah. And so would you say you're pretty good at negotiating, like, if you were to leave, like, to make them feel good about it and, like, make them feel like you weren't trying to do anything against them?
Yeah, I'll usually say that, like, I'm so sorry if I'm sounding mean. I just think that we have something good going here, so let's just keep working.
Do you think that you apologize too often?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. And do you think what would you say are your biggest skills?
Did we already say this?
Did we?
Like, that I'm organized, that I'm outgoing.
Yeah.
That I'm loyal.
Yeah. You're
I'm
good
pretty.
at communicating.
I think I'm ambitious.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm can be kind of cunning at times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think you might not feel like you're creative. I think that you definitely can be, but I feel like you're very witty. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, I feel like if you wanted to be a bitchy mean girl, you could.
Yeah, I could for sure, but I don't think I want to.
I don't think you want to either, but I feel like you have really great comebacks in your mind that you don't say.
It's true. Yeah.
And you typically will say them to whoever's on TV or the commercial. Like if you're watching something and
I'll say it to you.
Yeah,
if I'm
or you'll
mad
say
at
it to
you.
me. Like if she doesn't like my outfit, she'll call me Kimmy Gibbler.
Yeah,
I mean, okay, like yesterday I was wearing a skirt and she started singing this Catholic song to make fun of me.
Well, I thought she looked like she'd be in the choir.
See, this is an example of her tertiary NE. Like,
I also said she was in the flute section in a marching band.
yeah.
I feel like they'd wear that skirt.
Yeah, and she's really rude. Okay, so if you know how...
She's my sister, it's fine.
I know, it's fine.
No hate.
If you know how ENTPs...
If you like this video, if you like to annoy your sister.
You know how ENTPs can just be, like, total trolls and just, like, kind of make fun of you, but, like, as a joke in a playful way? Like, ESFJs use the same functions as ENTPs, and you definitely can do that.
Yeah, I don't want to, it takes me a bit.
But also, you would have to really, I think, love someone to feel comfortable doing that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that to someone that I don't know very well or even don't like, because then I would be appeared as mean.
So how about this? If an ESFJ is being mean to you, they love you.
Not always,
Not
I would
always.
say.
Is there a time you've been mean to someone?
Yeah, you can tell if they're being mean, because they don't laugh afterwards, or they're...
True.
Yeah.
How would you describe conflict? Or how does conflict typically go for you?
No.
No.
I don't want that.
Oh, by the way, in the Enneagram, I think that Maddie's a 1-wing 9, so... would you say that you're a perfectionist?
Yeah, kind of. But I took the test and I got a 2, but I don't...
I know, that's bullshit.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what I am.
Yeah, so 1-wing 9s, they are kind of perfectionists. They want to be right. Would you say you want to be right?
Yeah, but I won't, like... If I know I'm wrong, I'll admit it.
Yes, because you want to be right so bad that you want to... You
I
don't want to
hate...
be seen as right. You want to actually be right.
Yeah,
so,
that's going back to the question of, like, qualities in other people I hate when people fight on the fact of being right all the time and just want to be the smartest person in the room or the most interesting person in the room, and they try and, like, one-up people. I think that's really shallow and rude and not necessary.
You also seem to not like when some people, perhaps ENFPs, just talk about themselves or can't read the room if people don't want to hear what's going on.
Yeah.
Let me see. I don't know. What else? Like,
I don't know.
So, like, what are your favorite shows? Like, what do you do for fun? We haven't talked about that. Taco Bell?
I mean, that's eating.
Yeah, but that's fun.
I like to go shopping. I like to look at things.
Why do you like looking and why do you like shopping?
Because it's fun, and I like to see cute things and, like, design, like, outfits or, like, rooms in my head. I just like to look. I like to be outside. I like to, like, if it's nice outside, like this day, I like the idea of even sitting out here. It's nice, or, like, going on a walk, or I like hanging out with, like, my friends. I mean, I know everyone says that, but, like, I do. I like to go, like, get drinks with my friends, or, like, try new foods, or...
When you hang out with your friends, do you see it as more of like I want to catch up with them and see how they're doing and see if I can help them? Or is it like, I want to experience this together, or like, does it matter? Or do you just like talking, or do you like the act of doing things with people?
I like both.
I guess for me sometimes, I didn't know if this was like an intuitive thing, to like sort of be like, I don't care where we are, I just want to like know what's going on in your brain. I wonder if you have more of like a sensory...
No, mine's more just like enjoying each other's company, not like trying to like pinpoint everything in your mind right now, or enjoying something together, like going to Disney.
Yeah, or like going. Do you like movies?
Yeah.
Do you like reading?
No.
Okay, something so funny is that we met these random friends of a friend of mine, and they were talking about books.
Oh, that was embarrassing because
she made a joke about...
They didn't know me, so...
She made a joke about how books were stupid, and then you say to me after, I feel like that was the wrong crowd to make that joke.
They were talking about whatever that app's called where you, like, do your book recommendations.
Goodreads?
Yeah, Goodreads. Oh, yeah. And I was like, why would anyone want to use that? Well, I guess if you like to read, you would. I just don't think I do.
That's okay. I don't really like movies, so how about that?
I love movies. I like rewatching movies that I know I like.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't understand the rewatch.
Because it's comforting.
So, what's so great about being comfortable?
Well, I don't know. What isn't great
What
about
is the
it?
most comfortable thing for you?
It puts my mind on break, on pause, and my body.
What is that like?
I don't know how to answer that.
Did you know that I'm not...
I think that's weird, yeah. I don't know how to describe it.
I feel like you naturally, no offense, would be my mind on a break.
Okay.
Not that I'm smarter, because I think that it's not smart to work yourself to the point where you aren't relaxing.
No, I don't think you're smarter than me.
I was not saying that you thought that. I was trying to clarify for anyone
I
watching.
don't think that you were thinking that I was thinking that you were thinking and then we were thinking. You know?
I know. I was just like...
No, I know what you're saying.
Okay. I was just saying that I would think it would be very interesting to be in your brain for a bit and see what that's like.
Yours sounds stressful.
Really?
Yeah.
So why don't you just drag me at the end of this video? That would be fine.
Oh.
Tell me everything that you... Just completely drag me.
Ugh. Well, let's think. Oh wait, are we even recording?
I think
still?
it's recording. I just want to make sure that...
Okay. Your outfits I don't understand most of the time.
It's okay.
Yeah. This, though, I like. But I also gave it to you. I think that you worry too much about what we're doing next, even way more than I do.
Yeah.
Like, whatever we're doing, you're like, okay, but when are we going to eat? Okay, but when are we going to do this? I feel like I'm more in the moment when we're, like, in groups of people than in that situation.
Yeah, I'm, like, a step ahead. I have a hard time experiencing the sensory environment. And I also worry about things that maybe you... Like, for example, food. I do feel like I can't really trust myself. I don't really understand my body. I don't like the feeling of being hungry because I don't really understand, like... I don't know, like... Let's say it's 11 and I'm going to be concerned, when are we eating? And you're going to say, relax.
I don't understand that because you're so tiny.
Well, I think that it's not even that I have to eat. It's just that, like, I feel insecure about my ability to meet my body's needs.
And that annoys me because I think she just needs to calm down about it, and like it'll end up happening. Because like we're all humans, so we're all gonna want to eat lunch. It's not like she's the only one that needs to, so it's like we're all gonna end up doing it. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, part of it is that, and I did this before, and so it's not a real excuse. But part of it is that I'm vegetarian, and that
That's not an excuse.
Sometimes I feel like maybe there's not going to be enough for me,
but you can find a way.
But also, okay, you're right. Trusting the fact that I always do is something that's hard for me. But also, you've known me my whole life that even whenever I
was not a vegetarian, she did the same thing.
So,
yeah.
But okay, so another thing about SI that you do is SI knows all of its past sort of physical experiences, and you could string them together to find a pattern. And so just because something happened before doesn't mean it's going to happen again, in my eyes. But for you, it's more like it's always happened. There's no reason to suggest that the pattern is not going to continue. Sort of.
No, that is a thing that I do, especially like when I do feel like I'm getting sick. I try to compare it to like, does it feel like a sickness I've had like last year or like something similar?
See, I don't really.
Or if I have like a bug bite or something. Sorry, ew, I don't know. If I'm like, have I seen this type of looking thing before? Does it look different? Should I be concerned? Is that weird?
No, I don't do that. That's SI. And for me, I think I tend to assume that a lot of my problems are psychological. Like maybe I assume that I haven't gotten enough sleep. Or maybe I assume that, and this isn't necessarily psychological, but I'll assume that I'm stressed or that I'm just psyching myself out. Mm-hmm. And I also assume that based on how I'm feeling around the time that I have the sickness, it's going to influence how I remember it. And so maybe I might remember one sickness as really bad because something else was going on. So how would I really know? Like, I don't know how to compare things like that. And I mean, like, Mom even asked me if I've been having allergies as bad as I've had before, and I didn't really know. I couldn't remember when I last had them.
Wow. Weird.
Do you know?
Yeah. This spring.
Oh.
Like now.
Oh. So, okay, part of the reason why you don't like my outfits is because I don't think you follow the same people as I do on Instagram and Twitter.
But
and
that's different taste,
I have
which I can respect. I just don't like
and
it.
YouTube. Yeah, I mean, it is more like I'm trying to dress sustainably, and I do like an old-fashioned sort of vintage-inspired look.
That can be sustainable.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, this was from ThredUp, so...
This was too.
Yeah. But, like, yeah, you can be sustainable. I just think that a lot of the things in stores are too preppy for me. I don't like.
Another issue with you. You repeat the same things over and over again, I feel like. Because you're, like, contemplating it in your head and, like, dwelling on things. And
what's an example? Did I just do it?
I feel like your videos are an example, because they're kind of long.
Oh, okay. So that, I actually think, is introverted intuition, and because you don't value it, you don't realize that I'm not repeating the same thing, I'm actually going deeper into the point, but you don't feel the need to dwell or go that deep, and so...
I guess so.
To you, it might just sound like I'm saying the same general idea over and over, but
yeah.
NI is I'm trying to zone into the point so that it's fully understood.
Okay, I can see
that. So, another thing, total side note, well, not really, but I've been trying to understand NI and how to explain it, and my theory is that NI wants to understand. And how would you... Okay, so if NI seeks to understand, then SI seeks homeostasis. Then by that logic, sorry if I'm losing, but by that logic, SI, like you as an SJ, doesn't care to understand. Yeah. There are lots of times where I feel like you've said, you don't need to know that, or it's okay, that doesn't matter. Like, can you kind of describe that? Like, because doesn't it seem like I am trying to understand things that you think they either don't matter, or you'll find out later, or...
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know what else to say about it. It sounds spot on to me. Is that an example?
Yeah.
Sorry. I was like, yeah, I agree.
Okay, what else is annoying about me? And then I'll probably stop.
Oh, sorry if I'm a bad guest.
No, you're a good guest.
Okay. Annoying about you.
Uh-huh.
I hate when we are in a argument Because you'll never stop.
Yeah.
She'll never stop arguing with me. And I don't.
That's because I'm trying to reach understanding.
Well, I want to stop.
You want homeostasis.
Yeah. So I guess that's the same thing.
That's something actually I notice as a difference between ENFJ and ESFJ, is that I will completely ignore the fact that when we're fighting, that your heart starts to race, and that your face will flush, and that, it's a lot of energy. Mm-hmm. And you, I think, don't want to extend that energy.
Yeah. And it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah. Anxious. And ENFJs are not afraid of...
So I need the time to calm down before I can...
Yeah, and I need the understanding before I can calm down.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Because I don't know how to calm down without understanding.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's okay. We're different, but hopefully that helps you understand a little bit more why I'm that way.
Yeah.
Because I don't really know how to just sit into my body and just relax, and so that's why I'm always seeking answers.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've talked a lot.
I guess so.
Is there anything else you want to say?
No.
This is... Check her out, am I right?
What do you mean, check me out?
She's an ESFJ, everyone.
Follow me on Instagram, linked below.
Okay. What types are your BFFs that you get along with the best?
My two best friends at school are ENTP and INFP. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And I don't know.
And you, yeah. Okay. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
We're sisters. Love you. Subscribe, and if you want to join my free Facebook group, that's linked below, and I am an attendant on a Discord server, and that is linked below. If you want me to help you figure out your type, that is under construction, and you can give me your email and a link below, and I will let you know when it's ready. And you know what? I think that's it.
And if you want to follow me on Instagram, that's going to be linked below.
All right. You're going to blow up. All right. Have a good rest of your day.